Shalom, Apostle Harkin, back at you with the truth, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shem Shai by Shem Kakodash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. Anyway, I did a video earlier entitled, in fact, let me bring it up. Okay, let me do this. Oh, the video I was just watching, Apostle Orion Lab had put up. This could be the start of it. He was talking about the you know what, and I put a comment in there. Black Mirror season 3, episode 1, airport scene, because that's what he was talking about. And then as I put it in, he started speaking about it, and he even mentioned the movie. But I put it in. Let me come back over here. Let me come back over here. What I did was I said, watch the Black Mirror before he even said it. Then he started saying it. So I said, okay, he covered it. Watch the Black Mirror airport scene, which is season 3, episode 1. And that's the if you just put, the Black Mirror airport scene, you get a bunch of thumbnails on it. But there's the first one. And see, I'm currently under Uber, and that's based on a credit system. If you don't like a particular person that gets in your car, you give them instead of, you can give them a 1 or you can give them a 5. Most of the time I would give people 5s. They would give me 5s. I had a pretty high score, but every once in a while you get an asshole that'll give you a bad score because they thought maybe did one thing wrong. I try to be as professional as I can. But then again, sometimes you get a complete asshole, and then in your mind, you're like, this motherfucker's getting a fucking 1. So what they plan on doing, which they've been doing a couple of years back, it's a credit system in China. I think out of Hong Kong, but they want to do it to all China. They're putting so much hell on the Chinese people because the people in China, in certain parts of China, the main cities, they're doing that. It's a model for what they're going to do to the whole world, and that's going to usher in the MOTB. Anyway, let me give you the title of this video. Daniel 8:25. The correct understanding, or something to that effect. How to understand Daniel 8 verse 25. Because I was watching it and somebody had put this up. Not knocking the man, the kingdom is within. And right about here, 14 minutes in, the apostle started saying, well, you got to qualify that, because that's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. And I'll go into that. Then I'm going to go into a couple other things. But like I said, coming back over here, this is what they're doing. Watch this scene and you get an idea of how they're going to introduce ultimately the MOTB. And the part where it says worship, worship and all that, you cannot buy and sell. It's a part of a system. Worshiping doesn't mean you bow down to some statue, because you can be a part of a system and bow down to the statue, but in your mind, you're saying this is bullshit, but I'm not going to get killed or I get X amount of money. You got people in the military that hate their ranking officers, but they'll salute them, but deep down, they may hate them. You have people that are part of the system that hate the system, but while they're in the system, they might as well play the game. So if everybody says you go to a baseball game, you put your hand on your heart, that's a form of worship, right? You might not believe in that shit, but you say, let me not make no waves. Let me go through the motions in order to get money. So the worship part is not something that Esau's going to say, okay, here's the big statue, bow down to it. Once every 5 hours, you got to bow down to it for 5 minutes. No, it's talking about being a part of the system, doing what the system tells you to do. This is not fucking hard for you boneheads out there. You got a lot of boneheads out there. That's a topic right there. You got a lot of boneheads out there. This is so easy, even a caveman can understand it. So why can't certain guys in the leadership of these other Israelite groups, I'm not going to mention no names, you know who I'm talking about. Why can't they get it? Why can't they see it? They can see it crystal clear. The thing is, I believe, and it's up to them to prove me wrong, that they got compromised. They got a bag. They were told, pull to the side and say, don't teach something contrary to that. Because the way Bishop Nate breaks it down, the way General Yohanan breaks it down is the same way. They both say embargo, Christianity. They change it up. We've been saying it the same way for years. So also, I'm going to call this understanding Daniel 8:25 and other topics. So give me a second here. Okay. Let me see. Yes, and other topics. What I want to do is I'll first tackle this. So if you go to this video, and I suggest you watch this video, very good video, stuff that we already know. There's just some more newer documents. And if you notice, it's a 25-minute video. It's not a real long video. You know, the best videos are really the short ones that might be 20 minutes long, 10 minutes long, 25 minutes long. But then sometimes the spirit jumps on you. You get lost in time, and you might go an hour. I did videos where I thought the video might have been 40 minutes long, 35 minutes long, and it'll wind up being an hour and 15 minutes long. Because that's the spirit. That's how the Holy Spirit works. You get locked in. So, if we do these short ones, it's no big deal because you know it. When we do these videos now, in the year 2022, the year of Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi turning up, we're doing this for the newer people that come in. We're not doing this for the elders of the various camps, the guys that came into this thing back in 07, 08, 09, 2010. They know it. They might go off a little here and there, which really they don't. But every once in a while, they'll tweak a scripture, and then we say, "Nope, brother, you're breaking it down." And they'll say, "No problem. I didn't see it that way." So there's nothing wrong with that. So we're not getting on this individual. The kingdom is within. So anyway, let me just read it, and then I'm gonna go to the Bible commentary, see what these Edomite scholars have to say. Another thing I want to go into, Vocab Malone had did a video today. I was watching some of it. They were getting on this one Israelite group about the 400-year prophecy that it ended in 2019, and they wish they can say that we at One West pushed that, but they get on this one congregation, and they're right. Vocab is right on that. This has nothing to do with the 400-year. The 400-year prophecy and 400-year, 430-year prophecy goes back to Genesis. In Genesis 15, Abraham, that the 400 years being afflicted, It's talking about ancient Egypt. It's not talking about America. And Stephen in Acts, the 7th chapter, he pretty much quotes what was said, the vision that Abraham got, the 400 years in Egypt. It has nothing to do with America. Another thing, Bishop Nathaniel says we don't know the name of the Most High, and anyway, the Most High has got to give us a new name. The new name is the old name, and I'm gonna show that to you. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go to Daniel 8:25 in the commentary. Bear me for a minute. Bear me for a minute. Come on now. Okay. Let me wait till this loads up. Okay. Okay. Let's go to Cambridge. This one is shorter. Ellicott is shorter, but let's go to Cambridge. Cambridge Bible for Schools and Colleges. And through properly on the basis of the understanding or insight, cleverness, usually in a good sense, here in a bad sense, will cause the seat to prosper in his hand. His intrigues will prove successful. Daniel 11, verse 23. And after the league made with him, he shall work deceitfully, for he shall come up and shall become strong with a small people, also of Antiochus. So Daniel, the 8th chapter, is talking about Antiochus. The little horn is Antiochus. It's not the Antichrist. Let me get a little bit more. I'm kind of skipping certain words. I want to get right to the point. And in his heart he shall show greatness, device proud, presumptuous schemes, and security. He will destroy many, i.e., he will come upon them unawares and destroy them while off their guard. Many modern scholars render indeed by unaware, supposing that the Hebrew, got the Hebrew word, is used with the force of similar Aramaic idioms. The same expression occurs in Daniel 11, verse 21. Daniel 11, verse 24. He shall enter peaceably, even on the fattest places of the province, and he shall do that which his fathers have not done, nor his fathers' fathers. He shall scatter among them the prey and spoil riches. Yes, and he shall forecast his device against strongholds, even for a time. That's going into the history of Antiochus Epiphanes. You read, uh, you know, First Maccabees, the first chapter. Daniel chapter 11 is talking about something that already took place. Also of Antiochus. Look, Maccabees, did I mention First Maccabees? Maccabees, not Maccabees, Maccabees 1, 29 to 30. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collectors of tribute, which is taxes, unto the cities of Judah, or Yahweh, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Taxes are taken by force. A nation can put you into slavery and make you work in the field, or they can say, you can keep your land, you can keep your religion, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, but you gotta give us a percentage of, of what you make. If you have a farm, you get a percentage of that. That's what the Romans did. The Romans didn't put the Israelites into slavery. The same thing goes for this system here. We're not going on this. We're not on a slave plantation. We was back in the day, but we work at different jobs, and you tax for it. You tax out of when you get paid. There's a tax taken out when you buy gas, when you buy food, anything you deal with. If you would find out how much taxes that you pay for every day come out your pocket, we're talking maybe you go out with $100, you might have spent $40 of that in taxes alone. And then you got hidden taxes. Inflation is a hidden tax. Joe Biden said, I'm not going to tax anybody as anybody making under $400,000 a year. But he did. But he did it in a roundabout way. But because you people don't understand how money works, you don't know. If you would have just said, we're going to raise taxes 40%, you would bitch about it. Because you don't know. You're dummies. You're a bunch of dummies. You've been trained well in your government schools. Yeah, this one teacher told me, he mentioned my name in the middle of all the kids. It was his 9th grade. He said, why don't you just give it up? Why don't you just quit school? And they started laughing at me. And eventually I did, but I went back. And I went back to another school, got a little bullshit high school diploma, which is good to wipe your ass with. High school diploma don't mean a damn thing, And then I did a little fucking college, which was, even my professor said college is full of bullshit. That's what professor told me. College, one professor in particular, no, 2 professors. They said college is bullshit. There's one guy. He said, if I would have listened to my father, he worked sanitation. He said, I could never do as good as my father did. He's retired. He's doing well. He's got a house. He's got a pool in the backyard. Me being a professor, I can never do that good. But what he wanted was he was not a PhD. What is that? The doctor for the head, sociology. Not an MD, but I guess a PhD. He was a PhD. He said, when I go around, they got to call me by my title. It said where it is related how Antiochus chief collector or tribute uh, Apollonius came to Jerusalem and spoke words of peace unto them in subtlety, and they gave him credence, belief. They believed in him, and he fell upon the city suddenly. So that's what that's talking about. That's what that's talking about. This right here, they go off on. So let's come back. Let's come back. Where the hell am I? Let's come back to. Let's come back to Daniel. Daniel 8. I'll start at 23. And in the latter times of the kingdom, when the transgressions come to the full, the king of fair's countenance. That's Antiochus Epiphanes. And when you read the rest of this, it's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. It's not talking about the Antichrist. It's not talking about some guy coming on the scene, popping up out of a sewer with a Brooks Brothers suit on, when it was 666 tattooed on his forehead. No, this already happened. You see, you got these other camps, they'll break down scriptures. A lot of times they'll wing it. That's why you got to watch. I encourage you to watch these other, I give you the okay to watch, IUIC, ISUPK, Sakari, and others to see where they're going off. Like right now, HODC, they're teaching that the Chinese and the Japanese are not Moab and Ammon. And that's the least camp on the totem pole. Ain't nobody watched them, guys. Ain't nobody watched them. So where else did I say I was going to go? Oh, let me go here. Let me put, I believe it was Exodus 3, verse 15, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Start at 13. And Moses said unto, now this word in the Hebrew is Allah, 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 Yah, or Allah. Let's click on this. Okay, it's Alahayim. And Moses said unto Alahayim, which means God, but the Yum makes it plural, or gods, but it was what was the Most High. Behold, when I come unto the children of Yasha'Allah, or the sons of Yasha'Allah, and shall say unto them, the power of God of your fathers have sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? So you mean to tell me Moses asked the name of the Most High and he gave it to him, but we don't know the name of the Most High. We know everything else in the scriptures, but we're not sure about the name of the Most High. And besides, he's going to give you a new name anyway. Let's see if that's correct, because that would make the Most High a liar. 14th verse. And the power said unto Moses, I am that I am. And that's not his name, Ahia. And he said, thus with that clown, the GOCC, they're off. That's another church organization. Thus shalt thou say unto, the word there is Bunya, son of Israel, which is supposed to be Bunyam Yasha'Allah, sons of Israel. I am have sent me unto you. And the Most High and the power said, moreover, unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the sons of Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, let's look this up. Yahweh, Yahweh, Alahayim, which means Yahweh, and this means powers or angels. The Yum makes it plural. It should be Allahaya or Allah. Yahweh, Alahayim, it says, or Yahweh, the powers of our fathers. The the power, the word is out. Let me come back. Let me come back. Okay, the fathers, Abba's father, the power, Abraham, the power of Isaac, which in the Hebrew is Yataza Chak. Yataza Chak, not Yataza Kwak. It's Yataza Chak, which means laughter. And the power, Wa and Allah, power, or Wa and Allahaya, or the power or the powers of Yahweh have sent me unto you. This is, now listen at this here. This is my name, which is Shamya. Shum is name. Shum Yah is my name, or name my. What is that? Forever, forever. And he has a name. Yahweh. Anytime you see the Lord, all caps, Lord, all caps, that's Yahweh. That's why the first time he was mentioned was not in Genesis 1, but in Genesis 2. He said, this is the name I'm going to give you to give to the children of Israel. He said, my name, he said, this is my name forever. The word ever is Iwalam. La'ai, la'ailam, or Iwalam. Iwalam. Let me try something here. Iwalam, meaning um, Iwalam, plural, singular, blah, 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 the earth, globe, world, the states, nations of the world, a word, error, a field of study, ever, ever, ever. I will means ever, eternity. I will it means ever, eternity. He said, my name is Yahweh. This is my name forever. So now let's go to let's try this. I believe it's Revelation 3. Revelation 3. And 12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar and a temple of my power, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power, which is Yahweh, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, Yahweh, and I will write upon him my new name. So is the Lord going to have a new name? Is the Father going to have a new name? Because what did he say in Exodus 3? He said, this is my name forever. Now you can say, well, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay. It's not talking about Yahweh, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. He's going to give you a new name. Okay, so in the meantime, what are we to call him? If I say next year, 2024, I'm going to change my name from Tahar to another name, but I'm going to let you know in 2024. In the meanwhile, you don't call me anything because you said, well, you're going to give us a new name. So I'm going to call you the man. See, when you don't act like a fucking zombie, you begin to see your eyes are open. You got a lot of Israelites out there whose eyes are not open. Clearly not open. Okay, I wanted to go on something else. I wanted to cover something else. I think I covered everything. Yeah, so now you know Daniel the 8th chapter has nothing to do. You cannot go to Daniel the 8th chapter and say, well, this is going to happen. That's the Antichrist, and that's Satan coming out of the ground, and that's the Antichrist, brother. No, there's certain prophecies that already took place. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.